All right, so this is day 2 for November. This is lower body. We're gonna start with the black handle on R1, the rope on L1. We have 6 exercises for the specialization circuit, so we're gonna hit all of our lower body, and we are gonna use a mini band. So the first exercise, we're gonna put the mini band on around our knees, and we're gonna do a split stance pull through. They're not going to feel this mini band a whole lot on this exercise. It's more just to set them up for the rest of the circuit. It is something a little bit different, so it's kind of cool. Again, this is the split stance pull through. I personally had a lot of clients kind of feel this in their lower back, so make sure they go light. Watch their form for anybody that mentions it. One foot is going to be in front of the other in split stance. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Hinge at your waist, butt goes back. Stand, exhale, and squeeze your glutes. Just make sure your clients aren't moving their arms. Elbows should stay tucked and hands should stay where they are other than when you hinge and stand. 30 seconds one side, 30 seconds the other side. The second exercise, our feet are gonna go a little bit wider. Make sure your client presses their knees apart. That's one of the reasons for the mini band here. You'll feel it in your glutes. We're doing our double leg pull through. Hinge at your waist, butt goes back, stand, squeeze your glutes as you step your hips and back. You'll notice my elbows stay tucked and I'm not pulling the rope as I stand. That is also 30 seconds. From there, we have our one leg hip extension with our mini band. So we're gonna move the mini band down to our ankles, kind of stand in the center of the rig, grab onto it. Standing leg, you're going to drive your knee of your working leg up to your chest, back down, tap, drive it up, control back down, exhale as you come up. 30 seconds that side, switch legs, drive knee to your chest, come back down, tap, drive your knee to your chest. They can tap with their heel, they can tap with their toe, doesn't matter. 30 seconds and 30 seconds, make sure they do hold on. It's gonna allow them to work their lower body a little bit better. Then we have our lateral squat with our lateral walk with our squat. So pull that mini band back up right beneath our knees. Couple steps set up for a good squat. Squat, couple steps to the other direction and squat. Squat and squat. Tight core, tall chest. 30 seconds. Then we have a one leg glute bridge with our mini band. So for this one, the mini band is going to be behind the knee of the leg that is pressing up, and then around the ankle or the shin of the leg that is in the air. So you're gonna look like this. Of course, your client's gonna want their neck down. This is just so you can see me. Drive up, squeeze your glutes, drive up, squeeze your glutes. 30 seconds each leg. They'll figure out where the mini band feels comfortable. When Jack and I did this, it took us a little bit of maneuvering of the mini band to kind of find what worked best. That's what we found works best. Try it out, it'll be easier for you to coach it. That is the 5th exercise. And then the last exercise, you are going to get on your S drive, lean into the strap, sink your butt low, and you're going to walk with the mini band. So it's gonna force them to kind of press their knees apart, drive toe to heel, and that is 30 seconds as well. Then you're gonna go back to the top. Split stance rope pull through, mini band around knees, switch feet, 30 seconds. Bilateral, both feet, 30 seconds. Then you have your one leg hip extension, 30 seconds each side. You're going to laterally walk, squat. Squat after each lateral walk. You're gonna lie down. You have your one leg glute bridge, 30 seconds each side, and then you have your reverse low walk on the S drive, 30 seconds each side, 2 times through. Then we are going to move on to our upper body circuit. So obviously don't hit the mini band. For this one, we need the black handles on both, so I'm gonna take the rope off. Put the black handle on, and the cables are going to start at the top. We have 3 blocks of work with 2 exercises each. The first block, we're gonna do each exercise twice. Then we're gonna move to the second block, do it twice, and then we're gonna move to the third block and do it twice. So the first block is a high cable alternating row, followed by a high cable alternating cross. Every single movement in this entire circuit is alternating. So we're gonna go alternating, but when the arm is not moving, it's gonna be in an iso hold for every single exercise. So what this looks like, we're gonna do our high cable row for 30 seconds. So we're gonna go into iso hold, and then we're going to alternate 30 seconds, okay? Then we are going to do our iron cross. If somebody is too tall, they can come into tall kneeling, and it's going to have the same effect, okay? So, again, this is alternating, so we're gonna come down into iso, and then we are going to alternate exhale as we pull down. It's important to watch your clients to make sure they have their hands at their hips and not in front. In front, it becomes a little more of a fly. I've seen a lot of clients do this. We do not want to do this. So make sure they're far enough forward so that when they come down, they are putting their hands and the black handles at the side of their thigh. All right? So you have your high cable alternating iso row, and then you have your high cable alternating iso iron cross, 2 times through 30 seconds each. Then we are gonna drop our cables to mid-height. Lever at mid-forearm. So last month, I kind of said to my clients, take it to your elbow and then drop it a notch. That seemed to work pretty well. So for me, my forearm was 15. So we have 2 exercises here as well. We have the alternating iso row. We're gonna row each circuit. So we're gonna iso, and then we're gonna alternate our row for 30 seconds. And then we have an alternating cross-body press. So we're gonna go into iso, and we're going to press. This is called cross-body. I think I'm gonna take the cross-body out just because it makes it a little bit awkward for the iso. However, it's pressing. We're going to the center line of our body, just like that, and we're holding in iso for 30 seconds. You're then gonna go back, you're gonna do your iso row at mid-range for 30, and you're gonna come back and you're gonna do your iso press for 30. Just remember, we don't want our hands to cross as we're doing that press. Just take it to the center line of your body, and that will be good. Now we're gonna drop our cables all the way to the bottom for the last part of the upper body circuit. We are going to do iso alternating row once more. And then we are going to go split stance for an alternating iso fly. All right? So I think it's pretty cool. Our clients have been flying for, I think this is the 3rd month now. So I personally have seen a lot of weight increases, which is really awesome. They seem to like the move. It works the core, it works our biceps. Of course, it works our chest, our shoulders, so it's a good upper body movement. So for that last one, we have our iso low cable row alternating, and then we have our low iso fly. So that's the entire circuit, 3 blocks, 2 exercises each, and 2 times through each block. So then we are going to go back to our lower body. We do not have an upper body challenge. The cables are going to both stay where they are. We have 1 block of work with 3 exercises. They are all unilateral, so we're going to do 30 seconds each side. We got the clients warmed up to this month with the split squat. We're going to turn it into a lunge now. You just have to pay attention on the paper where it's written how they're facing the rack. It's going to affect the cables and the movement pattern, which will work the muscles a little bit differently. So the first one's a one-handled ipsilateral rack reverse lunge. They're going to face away from the rig. So they're going to face the center of the room. I have that in bold. So rack on their handle, or on their shoulder, their legs are in line with the red levers, and they are going to lunge, returning that leg to the center. Each time, 30 seconds, and then they're going to switch, rack the other side, and lunge back with the other leg. From there, we are going to go into a contralateral curtsy lunge. So they're going to stand next to the cable, directly in line, and it's contralateral. So if they rack the left side, their right leg is gonna curtsy in towards the rig. Okay, 30 seconds here. Use their core to keep a stable torso. They're then going to switch to the right side, stand directly next to the cable, rack it on their shoulder, and their left leg is going to curtsy lunge into the rig. 30 seconds each side. And then our last one is a contralateral low cable reverse lunge. They're gonna face the rig. So again, we will hold with our left hand, and then our right leg is gonna be the leg that's lunging back. Make sure they keep their torso tall, their shoulders over their hips. Don't let the weight pull them forward. Then they'll grab with the right handle, and their left leg will reverse lunge back. So you have each of those exercises 2 times through, 30 seconds each side. Then we have a lower body challenge. This one's really fun. It's a little bit different. We're gonna do a heavy sled sprint instead of the heavy sled push. So the right lever and the left lever are going to be between 3 and 6. We don't want it to go so fast that they don't have control, but we want them to be able to move the belt fast enough. So of course they're gonna lean into the strap, hands are gonna be on the bar, and they're gonna press with their toes, sprinting to move that belt as fast as they can while they still have resistance. So both levers are gonna be between 3 and 6. That's for 30 seconds. And they're gonna hop off right after doing these heavy sled sprint, and they're gonna iso hold in a split squat, 30 seconds one leg, 30 seconds the other. They're gonna get back on the S drive for their second sled sprint, and then they're gonna hop off and do an iso hold split squat for 30 seconds each leg. Now, if you need to skip a set during the first 1 or 2 weeks because of timing, this is gonna be the challenge that you're going to skip. So you will skip the heavy sled push and the split squat if you need to buy a little more time. Then we're gonna move into our lower body 2. It is 1 block of work, 4 exercises. Low battery. All right, it's still working. So this is a little bit different. We are going to have to put our rope on L1. It's gonna stay all the way at the bottom. And we need to get a resistance band, the rubber one with no handles, set up around the S drive. So for this, I'm gonna suggest that we use green. I'm also going to have purple and black set up on the rig because of the exercise that we're gonna be doing. So this is going to loop around the bottom of the S drive, like so, okay? So that is the setup for this. We are going to do a tall kneeling banded hip thrust. So this is one of the new exercises. It's really cool, I did it yesterday. Grab your mat. Our client is going to step into the band, pull out. We want the band around their waist, and they're gonna be in a tall kneeling position. We want lots of resistance, so the band is pulling them back. They're going to hinge at their waist, keeping their back flat. As their butt presses back, they're going to snap and hinge up, squeezing their glutes. Back, snap. We don't want them to snap back, and we want them to have control of the resistance on the band, okay? So they are gonna have to use their core. They are gonna have to keep their back flat and squeeze their glutes. They're gonna do this for 30 seconds. Then they are going to move to a low rope sumo squat pulse. So, our arms are extended. We've done this before in a low rope sumo squat. Feet pretty wide, your toes point out. Pull your shoulder blades back so the weight doesn't pull you forward. You're gonna sink into a low squat, and you're just going to pulse for 30 seconds. From there, we are actually going to sumo squat for 30 seconds. Full extension, exhale, squeeze your glutes as you stand up. And then the last one is called a duck walk. So we're gonna use this low rope. We are going to essentially set up in the same position that we just did, except we're not gonna be sumo. So here, we're gonna take 4 steps forward, 4 steps backwards. Forward and backwards for 30 seconds, okay? And we're gonna do that circuit 2 times. So the resistance band hip thrusters in tall kneeling position, low rope sumo squat pulse to low rope sumo squat to the duck walks, okay? 2 times through 30 seconds each. Our lower body challenge, again, this is one that can be skipped. We are going to do the banded hip thrusters for 1 minute, and you're going to do the low duck walk for 1 minute, 1 round. And then lastly is our core challenge. We already have the rope. We are going to take it all the way to the top. Now, this is where a lot of weight variation is going to come into play. We've done this before. I got a lot of really good feedback once the client actually got the right weight and they were able to do it correctly. So it takes a little bit. They're going to get into tall kneeling position. They're going to pull the rope over their neck and they're going to hinge. They're not going to sit, okay? This takes some core control. So if their weight's too heavy, they need to lighten it. They're going to keep their knees under their hips and hinge. They're going to go up, exhale as we go down, control up, control down, okay? You want your shoulder blades together so your back is flat, and that's really gonna work on your core. We do not want them sitting their butt on their heels. It does very little work for the core. That's 30 seconds. Then we're gonna do a reverse hip lift into a leg sweep. So I'm gonna move my phone here. So what this looks like is our knees are over our hips, head is flat, pull your belly button in for the lower back to hit the floor. We are going to do a reverse hip lift. Our legs are gonna go out and up. We're gonna bring them back down, over our knees, over our hips, reverse crunch, straighten them, sweep them up, straighten them and sweep them back. And I now see you can't see me. Just so you get the idea of the leg sweep, reverse crunch, out and up, out and down, bring them back. The option is just for them to do the reverse leg crunch, keep their knees bent, or they don't have to have such a large range of motion if they can feel their lower back coming up. Just give them time to progress this as needed. That's gonna be 30 seconds. And then the last one is our side plank with our knee to our elbow. So elbows directly under our shoulder, lift our hips. Again, I don't care if the top leg is stacked or it's in front, whatever's comfortable for the client. And you are going to pull your knee to your elbow, exhale, back out, exhale, back out. And we're gonna do that 30 seconds each side. So really quickly, this workout is 40 minutes and 50 seconds based on the timer that we have set up. If you need to skip anything week 1 or week 2, I would say skip the lower body challenge, 1 and 2, or just 1 or just 2. Skip one week, skip 1 the other week, feel it out, watch the clock, and go from there.